any sedating drugs. He still has Keppra, the phenobarbital, which totaled 45 milligrams, is now completely discontinued. He has Keppra now once a day at 5 milliliters. He has Provigil, the only drug that the physiatrist gave him. Baclofen used to be 3 times 40. It's now just 2 times 40. Zofran is done whenever he goes to hyperbaric or whenever he goes to physical therapy. He has had 2 sets of 40 hours of hyperbaric oxygenation therapy in a real metal chamber. Usually we would stay inside for 1.5 hours. Before the tent is put on his head, it will take something like 15 minutes or so that we know that the pressure is being tolerated. If I'm not mistaken, the therapist would try to go as deep as 33 feet. I don't know if we were able to go that deep. I brought over the reports from the hyperbaric therapist. He makes several gruntings and groanings, and his tongue goes to the tip of his teeth. And these, as far as we are concerned, seem to be attempts to talk. When you ask him a question and you put your ears in by his mouth, you would hear sounds that seem to suggest that he's trying to say something, and this is basically upon cue. When you ask a question, he will attempt to mouth something with some sounds coming from his throat. For whatever reason, he's got a lot of breakouts on his face. He wears a condom cath, not a Foley catheter. So he has had a total of 80 hours of hyperbaric oxygenation therapy. His physical therapy includes every other day standing frame, where the main goal is actually to do his head erect. The longest he has been able to do that was 25 minutes, but that was quite a while back, maybe 5 or 6 months ago. It would be a good day if he's able to hold his head 20 seconds or so. And while standing, they would put plastic splints on his arms for about 30-45 minutes. The whole standing session is about 30 to an hour. And the other days, he would be in a sitting down position on a mat, where they would put him on his side so as to stretch probably the back. Another physical therapist will stretch his hands and his fingers, and there are days when before they get him up, they will stretch his legs. A splint is put on each of his hands every night until the morning, and bean bags are put on all elbows and knees to keep them straight. Straightening his fingers is easier done when the wrist is actually bent about 90 degrees. But straightening the wrist with the knuckles and the fingers is pretty painful to him.